And we pulled up. As Biggie was right there, jumped out and started chopping it up. You know, we was talking about everything, music, you know, with him and Tupac, you know, them having beef and shit. And he was just like, he tripping on me and this, that, and this. So he was telling me everything. So I said, well, how about this? What I do, when I get a chance, I get at Pac and say, look, I talked to this nigga Biggie. This what he said.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Meet Warren G, a name that once shook hip-hop with unstoppable G-funk vibes. 2 decades ago, he was on top of the world, but behind the shine, a dark cloud was ready to crash his empire. It kicked off with a shooting that dragged him straight into the law's grip. That was the first crack, turning smooth hits into courtroom chaos, with the spotlight burning instead of lifting him.
So I was like, well, let me get back to the West or see Pac, and then when I see him, I get at him. But I never got a chance to get to talk to him.
He blocked you a lot, right?
No, he didn't know. Pac was straight.
Did anybody block you from seeing Pac, talking to him?
Let me see.
Talking the way you talking now, I know they went to
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to, you know, talk to him. You know, all that other stuff had to happen, but it, you know what, we didn't get a chance to link up.
In 1996, Warren Griffin III, aka Warren G, faced his first big bust. Cops caught a loaded assault weapon in his truck. Fans brushed it off, but this was only the beginning of a rough ride. By 2008, trouble came back harder. At 35, Warren got stopped in LA for running a red light. But what cops found hit heavy: marijuana in the car.
I done seen motherfuckers talk shit about Dre, motherfuckers talk shit about Snoop, and then they ass is right up under. If I got something to say to him, I say it to him. And yeah, I did talk about the Super Bowl shit. I was pissed off.
Did you get a ticket to the Super Bowl?
Well, I got one. It was through Snoop, but I couldn't even get backstage. I just wanted to go back there and hang out, me and my son. That was it.
But now that you had a story and you understand, did you speak to Dre after that?
Both Warren and his driver, Ryan Butler, got booked and slapped with $20,000 bail each. Then the storm got darker. U.S. officials tied Warren to an unsolved multiple homicide from the early 90s. Whispers spread fast. His story wasn't just about music, it was about murder. The case pointed to 1994 in Long Beach, when Warren, then 44, was linked to the deaths of gang members. Even worse, his close friend, the legend Nate Dogg, was named too. But Nate Dogg could never clear the air. He had already passed, leaving questions floating forever.
Tupac was my homie and Biggie was my homie, because when they used to be with each other, when we would be at Princess Club, me, Snoop, Biggie, and Tupac, we'd all be at Princess Club freestyling, rapping together, having a good time. So for that to start happening, I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. So I was like, fuck that shit. I'll go into Brooklyn, I'm gonna talk to Biggie. He's like, man, let's try to ease this between you and Pac, you know? And he said, I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said. He said, he tripping on me. That's what he said.
Oh, wow.
LAPD spokesperson Carl Heen dropped a bomb, revealing new evidence pointing Warren G straight into the heart of the crime. The story sounded wild. Warren allegedly robbed by gang members, Nate Dogg showing up, and the chaos spiraling into a deadly shootout. Then came a shocking twist. A woman broke her 20-year silence. She claimed she crashed near the scene, and Warren G himself scooped her and friends up, taking them to a motel for a night nobody knew about until now. That revelation shook the city, painting the story in a whole new light.
I was the kind of guy that was probably going to rob you for your lunch tickets or your bus tickets, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't get home.
LAPD quickly called for more witnesses as the investigation reignited. Fans were stunned, their West Coast hero tied to one of LA's darkest tales. With the 2008 drug bust and this old homicide case colliding, Warren G's name was locked in controversy the world couldn't ignore. By the late 90s into the 2000s, his battles with the law blurred the line between superstar and a man haunted by demons. The fame, the hits, the trophies, none of it could shield him from scandal. His legacy now carried scars, and fans kept asking, could Warren ever bounce back?
You niggas get this shit together and stop that shit.
Right.
But I couldn't get to him because it was all the other motherfuckers that
When
was
you say him,
around.
you're talking about Pac.
Get to Tupac.
Okay, go ahead.
To really talk to him about what he said.
Wow.
That's wild.
Just trying to get the message to him.
So you telling me in some world that if you would have got to Tupac, maybe
it probably wouldn't have been as bad as it was, because I would have pulled him to the side and really talked to him like, look,
to you. Yeah,
this is what's going, this is what this nigga told me.
This was the same Warren G who once ruled the charts, flooding the streets with smooth G-funk bangers. His flow was effortless, his hooks unforgettable, his swagger unmatched. But the higher he rose, the harder the fall hit. Born Warren Griffin III in Long Beach, California on November 10, 1970, music was in his blood. His father, Warren Griffin Jr., was a musician, and young Warren soaked it up early, spinning records at parties, already showing star power. His destiny changed forever when he linked with Dr. Dre. Dre saw the raw talent and pulled him into the Death Row family.
I talked to him. I done reached out to talk to him a few times, but he always would be busy. I ain't got nothing against him.
Y'all don't have the best relationship, huh?
I don't even know what kind of relationship we have. I ain't seen him in a while. We ain't talked in a while. You know, that's my guy still. You know, like I said, that's my sensei. And we could sit down and talk whenever, face to face, you know, and put it all out there.
Standing alongside Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg, Warren G finally had the stage to unleash his sound to the world. Warren G wasted no time carving his own lane. His sound, that slick mix of West Coast rap and smooth G-funk, hit different. In 1994, he dropped a bombshell with his debut Regulate, G-Funk Era. The lead single Regulate with Nate Dogg wasn't just a song, it was a cultural quake. It shot up the charts, turned into an instant classic, and locked Warren in as one of hip-hop's rising kings. Fans couldn't get enough of his smooth beats and streetwise storytelling. Riding that wave, he came back with Take a Look Over Your Shoulder, proving he wasn't just a one-hit wonder. Warren kept pushing boundaries, earning respect from critics and love from the streets. Soon, he was collabing with legends, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, leaving his fingerprints all over the culture. On stage, his cool swagger and effortless flow had crowds locked in every move. By the mid-90s, Warren G wasn't just a rapper, he was a cultural icon. But fame's a dangerous game. What lifts you up can tear you down. The late 90s and early 2000s brought chaos. Piracy and bootlegs killed sales, and even Warren felt the sting. The money slowed, debts stacked, and the shine started fading fast. Offstage, things got messy too. Broken ties with friends and family showed how fame was eating him alive. His new projects couldn't hit like before, and fans drifted away. Then came the lawsuits, contract drama, and copyright fights, bleeding his pockets dry and bruising his reputation. The same headlines that once crowned him were now dragging him through the mud. The superstar who once had the whole world chanting his hooks was now drowning in setbacks. The rap game had shifted. New sounds were running the streets, and Warren was stuck chasing a scene that left him behind. His rise was legendary, but his fall was turning unforgettable. Fresh voices and bold styles took over, proving how fast fame in hip-hop can vanish. Warren G became a living cautionary tale. In this game, you adapt or you fade. Success ain't guaranteed, and his decline showed just how brutal the ride can get. But behind the music, an even bigger storm was brewing. Warren G versus Suge Knight. This wasn't just beef. This was power, money, and survival clashing in the heart of West Coast rap. In the early 90s, Warren's star was rising fast with his G-Funk sound. Suge Knight, the feared Death Row boss, saw the potential. Adding Warren alongside Dre, Snoop, and Tupac could have made his empire unstoppable. On paper, it was a dream deal. But Warren knew the truth. Signing with Suge meant signing away freedom, stepping into the most dangerous label in rap history. Fame and fortune were tempting, but so were threats, lawsuits, and power games that could crush anyone. The feud that followed wasn't just business. It was personal. Rumors, tension, and behind-the-scenes battles reshaped Warren's career and shook the West Coast scene. In the end, Warren made a bold move. He turned down Death Row's golden ticket to keep his independence. But that decision came with a heavy price. Suge wasn't known for forgiveness, and whispers spread that he was furious Warren walked away. The streets called it a ticking time bomb. Suge felt disrespected, Warren felt cornered, and neither man was backing down. What started as business turned into a war of pride, power, and reputation. The boiling point hit at Death Row's HQ. Warren walked in and came face to face with an enraged Suge. Witnesses say Suge stormed over, grabbed Warren, and slammed him against the wall, demanding answers for rejecting the death row family. The room shook with intensity. Violence was seconds away. Warren's entourage jumped in, separating the two before it turned deadly. But the damage was done. This wasn't just egos clashing. It was proof that in the rap game, power moves could turn lethal in an instant. One associate even stood strapped, ready to ride if things went left. Somehow Warren calmed the fire and walked away without bloodshed. Still, the feud cut deep. Suge never forgave him, especially after hearing Warren had warned Snoop Dogg against signing to death row. That betrayal burned, fueling Suge's resentment as Warren proved he could thrive outside the empire. In later interviews, Warren revealed how dark it got. Suge once rushed him, snatched at his belongings, and nearly pushed him to pull his .40 Glock. "I could have pulled it," Warren admitted, confessing just how close things came to exploding. But the danger didn't stop there. Warren even had to turn down what could have been one of the biggest collaborations in rap history, a track with Tupac Shakur. Late 90s, the West Coast was buzzing. Fans dreamed of Warren G linking with Tupac, two giants repping Cali with their own unique styles. But fate flipped the script, and Warren walked away from a collab that could have changed rap forever. The scene was Can-Am Recorders in Hollywood, a studio tied deep to death row's dark history. Warren pulled up for what seemed like a regular session with Snoop, Daz, and the crew. But lurking in the shadows was Suge's Knight, waiting to stir the pot. Suge called Warren into the infamous Red Room, a place with a reputation for fear and intimidation. What should have been just studio vibes turned into a nightmare. Warren quickly realized this wasn't about music. It was about survival. Inside, the energy was hostile. Another figure went off on Warren, throwing wild accusations, twisting rumors, and trying to corner him. The heat connected back to Dr. Dre, who had just left death row. Warren was being treated like he carried Dre's baggage, and nothing he said calmed the fury in that room. Then it got deadly serious. Suge's goons circled him, ready to pounce. Warren had his Glock tucked, and the thought of pulling it flashed in his mind. But outnumbered and boxed in, he knew it could have ended his life right there. Just when things looked finished, his homie C-Style from the LBC crew created a diversion, giving Warren the split-second escape he needed. That move saved him, and Warren never forgot it. The Can-Am scare scarred him for life. It proved the rap game wasn't just about hits. It could be life or death. That's why, even with a dream chance to work with Tupac, Warren walked away. Survival came first, and no track was worth the trap Suge had set. In the end, Warren chose safety over a dream collab. Sure, he still worked on tracks like Definition of a Thug and How Long Will They Mourn Me, but the full-scale Tupac project fans craved never happened. That single decision, born from survival, shifted Warren's whole career. After that chaotic Can-Am night, Warren carried the weight like a chain around his neck. Walking away wasn't just skipping a collab. It was closing the door on what could have been his biggest career leap. The thought haunted him, making him question the path he never took. At the time, Tupac was unstoppable, dominating charts and connecting with fans worldwide. A collab could have blasted Warren into another stratosphere of fame, putting his name permanently alongside the greats. Instead, fate left a void that still echoes today. The fallout was real and personal. Though Pac and Warren shared mutual respect, the missed collab created distance between them. That gap became a symbol of what could have been. Then came the rumors. Industry whispers painted Warren as cautious, even questioning his toughness. Some insiders called him a casualty of death row's toxic drama. Others claimed he didn't have the stomach to run with the heavyweights. His credibility was under fire, and the gossip wouldn't die down. Those whispers turned into walls. Doors that once opened for him started closing. Big collabs slipped away. Labels grew hesitant, and the pioneer who helped shape G-Funk found himself boxed out of the very industry he built. The missed Tupac collab became the turning point. Warren's commercial shine dimmed, and his new projects couldn't recapture the fire of Regulate, G-Funk era. One night, one decision, one standoff. It all changed his legacy forever. As rap evolved with fresh stars and new sounds, Warren's absence from that iconic Pac collab only stung worse. He missed Pac's unstoppable wave, and his own momentum slipped through his fingers. The dip in Warren's success hit hard. Once a West Coast star, every new project got measured against the ghost of that lost Tupac collab. No matter what he dropped, the shadow lingered. But it wasn't just that moment. The rap game itself is a battlefield. Still, the Can-Am incident and his decision to walk away left a mark that followed him for decades. Yet Warren's story didn't end in decline. The G-Funk pioneer who gave us Regulate looked ready for a comeback. At 53, he hinted at new music, reminding fans that his debut went triple platinum and even earned a Grammy nod. His legacy had never died. In 2021, fans lit up when Warren popped into a Hip Hop DX post and confirmed a brand new single was dropping on February 13, 2022, the same day as Dr. Dre's epic Super Bowl halftime show with Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick, and Mary J. Blige. Perfect timing. The buzz was electric. It felt like a family reunion. Dre and Snoop had always been key to his journey, and now the West Coast Circle was back in the spotlight. In fact, Snoop revealed in a 2021 Breakfast Club interview that he, Corrupt, and others had helped protect Warren from Suge Knight while crafting Regulate G-Funk era. That loyalty ran deep. This comeback wasn't just nostalgia, it was resilience. Warren teased on Instagram that he'd be releasing music independently, free from industry chains. No middleman, no labels, just Warren giving it straight to the fans. For him, it wasn't about chasing charts. It was about rewriting the story. After scandals, setbacks, and missed chances, Warren's return proved true. Legends don't fade. They evolve and come back stronger. Fans weren't just excited. They were ready for the return of a voice that shaped the 90s. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.